live. Welcome, everybody. This is the Fan Cave Podcast. I'm your host, Joe Garcia. We got my special man in the building, Pop Isaac.
What's good, man? How you doing?
That's it. We got an amazing episode 2 planned for you. I'm your host, Joe Garcia. I got my co-host with me. He actually sitting here, right?
Yeah,
right now, today. He's sitting here.
Today.
This is my man, Ben. He's going to help me out. You know, this keeps me on track because I go everywhere with everything. So, again, like I said, I'm Joe Garcia. Let me just real quick run this back. I know I explained it to you on episode 1. I'm an entrepreneur, an ex-former football player, played at Texas Tech. I love what I do, man. I absolutely love what I do. It's opened up so many doors, and so this podcast is going to be very interesting, very simple. I love this because I get an athlete on athlete. But let me introduce Ben real quick. Ben, come on, we got your face in the mix now,
right.
So kind of explain kind of what you do and what you do for Fan Inc.
Yeah, man. My name is Ben Laycock. I am the director of Fan Inc. So. We've started this thing. We're the official sponsor of this podcast, and I'm super excited to be here with Pop. Watched him for all last season, and I know he brings excitement and all that on the court. So just ready to get to know him.
He really does, man.
He really does.
And like I said, we're going to introduce my man Pop here in a second. But first, we need to talk about our socials real quick. Let's go ahead and hit that real quick.
Primary socials are TikTok and Instagram at MyFanInc. Go there. Tons of content. We highlight all of our ambassadors, which Pop Isaacs is one of our ambassadors at Fan Inc. And all crazy cool content. We have we post about features and about what Fan Inc's all about.
That's what's up. So just make sure we are on TikTok and Instagram. Those are our biggest ones, right?
Yes, at MyFanInc.
At MyFanInc.
Yep. And
then we are also on, and we're going to be streaming this whole episode on
YouTube and Spotify.
And Spotify.
Yeah,
and to make it a little bit smaller, we're going to be doing YouTube Shorts too as well.
Yeah,
right?
we're going to chop up some of these videos and all that, and it's going to be everywhere. It's going to be on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and then the podcast will be on Spotify.
Perfect. But enough about that. This is why we came for this episode. And this episode is, like I said, this is the main topic is the story of Pop Isaacs. And I want to know, because like I said, I get excited being a former athlete. I want to sit down and talk to this young generation of athletes.
I know.
So, again, I want you to introduce your name, kind of your position, and, where are you from?
Yeah,
we got to figure that out, okay?
Yep. My name is Pop Isaacs. I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada, and I play point guard at Texas Tech.
Point guard at Texas Tech.
Guard.
I ain't gonna lie.
He's as tall as me. I'm 6'3", and he's point guard.
That's the first thing I thought, too. I was like, man, my man is a point guard. I'm over here,
What are you, 6'3" on paper?
No, I'm 6'2".
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's my shoes or something. I don't know. You look...
So, and this is what this podcast is about. Episode 2, we want to bring in athletes at the Fan Cave, and we want to talk. We want to get to know who you are and break all this down and really just dive deep. We're doing a little bit different, right? Again, our sponsor is the Fan Inc. But again, this podcast is all about the athletes.
Yeah, for sure.
And I want to know the story, and we want to drill down into this, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, real quick, again, like I said, this is brought to you by Fan Inc.
Yes.
We are actually on the App Store, correct?
Yeah, live in the App Store, Google, Apple, go download it. We're live. We're connecting fans with student athletes through NIL, man. It's really cool. It's going to really change the game and let athletes go out there and promote themselves and get that NIL money.
I like that. And it does. It makes it super simple, and we'll talk about that at the very end.
Yeah,
for sure.
For sure.
But no, real quick, like I said, I like to talk real quick. I'm just going to just throw this story out here, bro. All right? So, I am, man. I'm super pumped about this podcast because me being a former athlete, I love just being able to connect with other former athletes because I know that journey. I've been there. I went exactly what you went through. I went through it as well. So it's always fun to hear the stories and go like that. So you said you was from Vegas, right?
Yep.
Okay. I believe we all got Vegas stories. All right? and I'm gonna tell you one quick story of mine.
Uh-oh.
And this is when I call this when God humbled me. Okay. That's the story. Okay. When God humbled me, as y'all know, I really do. I speak with a lot of conviction, homie. Like, I'm the fucking man.
Yeah.
And that's how I walk and talk. Right. I'm the man. All right. So, as you know, in Vegas, big buildings. It takes about 2 miles to get to the next building. So one night we're out, we're having a good time. You can picture this with me. In Vegas, it's to go to a club. You got to have a group of guys, get a table, have a section, having a great time. We're having a great time, right? So the sea parted just a little bit, and this girl is attractive. I'm talking super attractive. On a scale of 1 to 10, she's a 12. Okay, she's a 12. And, we're having a great time. The club's about to close. We want to go get some food. So we're walking out of the club, and people are stopping me like, hey, man, who are you? And I'm like, hey, man, I'm just ordinary. That's all I am.
Yeah.
And as you know, right, these clubs are monstrous. They're huge. And so, from the second to first level, you're on a mountain.
Right.
And you're trekking down these steps,
Right.
okay?
Oh, yeah.
So, long story short, we're walking down these steps, and she's in some hills. And in my head, I'm like, man, I don't know how you're not falling.
Right.
And as soon as I said fall in my head,
No way.
there I go.
No way.
Fall,
I slid head first for 5 minutes.
That's crazy.
Down a mountain.
That's crazy. That's
Needless
crazy.
to say, that was the most embarrassing.
Yeah.
I
That's
did, because in my
crazy,
head I was
man.
like, I'm the man, and God said, not today.
Yeah,
and he sent me down those steps. So
that's crazy.
that's my Vegas. So anybody talks about Vegas, I always think of that time when God humbled me.
Yeah, for sure.
Every single time.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So talk to me, man. Do you have a fun, cool high school story where your friends was doing, like hanging out and?
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that because all my friends are my age, but I could tell you like a few memories I have. My favorite one personally is just like when I was younger, before I actually moved to Vegas.
Okay.
I lived in LA. Playing basketball, always be on the AAU team, going to AAU tournaments in Vegas in the summertime especially. And I just remember always driving into Vegas and seeing those bright lights and stuff like that. And me and my friends would go sneak out, walk the strip at nighttime or whatever. And it would just be the funnest time of our lives because on the strip, like you see those people, it's like some girls out there walking.
Man.
Yeah.
People watching.
So it was fun, man. We was just out there being bad kids, man. It was super fun, though.
That's why I said, though, everybody has a Vegas story.
Right.
Yeah, facts.
And
I can only imagine going as a kid, just seeing. You
you don't really know what's going on.
What is this world?
Bright lights, tall
Are we
buildings.
still on this planet? You know what I mean?
And then when
Vegas
I
is
moved there, it's just like it was crazy. Like I realized like nobody that lives there ever goes to the strip. Like
And I keep hearing that.
Since I've lived there, I've probably been to the strip like 10 times or less, honestly, to do anything. Like I barely go there.
No, and that's good to know because I have a lot of friends that actually either move to Vegas, they go, and then next thing you know, they say like, I don't even touch the strip.
That's how it is a lot of the time. I don't know why. I think that's just more of a tourist spot, though. Vegas is actually a cool place to live. So,
Have you played any college ball back home in Vegas? Have y'all done any tournaments yet? Or
I haven't
anything
played
like
a game on the West Coast yet for college.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that sucks,
Okay.
honestly.
Yeah, because there's usually some tournaments there.
Yeah, fact. Usually
for college and all that.
I don't think we're getting out to the West Coast this year either.
Gotcha.
Hopefully we will.
Yep.
Well, like I said, man, and again, that's why I say, man, I always got to start off with a good story just to kind of set the tone.
Yeah, for sure.
Set the tone to the whole podcast because, again, this podcast is all about you, my man. And I want to get to know you, and I want to really just dive down deep in your journey through this collegiate NIL, especially added onto this. Okay?
Yeah, for sure.
So, and real quick, man. So talk to me, man. You said you were in LA and then you moved out to Vegas. So tell me a little journey on like what brought you here, like what brought you to Tech, like how'd that recruiting go, like as far as just like I was in Vegas and I wanted to go to Tech.
Yeah, for sure. So I started getting recruited probably consistently when I was in like the 9th grade or so.
9th grade.
Yeah.
My man was
I
a
got my
baller.
first.
Yeah. We said AAU. You already know that's.
Yeah, I got my
gotta be a
first offer
player
in the
there.
8th grade from
Okay.
UNLV actually. So
Okay.
that was cool. But my journey to Tech, man, it's been fun. So I started I was taking basketball serious my whole life, but when I really doubled down on it, was probably like the 8th grade. That's when I knew like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do throughout high school. And ever since then, like I just never knew what anything else was, honestly. It's been basketball. Started out high school in Vegas, 9th grade, ended up going to prep school at Wasatch Academy, 10th and 11th grade out in Utah. And then for my senior year, I came back to Vegas and went to the school that I started at. I think I committed in September of my senior year or October, one of the two. On my visit to Tech, actually. So Final Four was Texas Tech, Oklahoma State, UNLV, and Arizona State.
Yep.
Those are just the 4 schools I felt comfortable with. My 4. I'm not gonna lie, I was never going to UNLV, but
Nah, you good. Because, like, to be honest with you, you just know, right?
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that because I got recruited. And there was 2 schools where I was like, I know I ain't going there, but I'll just go. And
So-
it was
so
kind
when
of a mutual thing. Like they kind of knew I wasn't going there, so
Yeah,
so
when they brought you down to Tech, was it during a football game?
No, I actually
Was it
didn't
during-
come on the football game.
Okay.
So now I remember correctly, it was the early September, like
Okay.
September 9th or something like that. It was a fun night, and it was a couple fun nights in Lubbock. I'll say that much.
I like that.
It was
I
fun,
like
man.
that.
When I got out here, it was just the whole coaching staff picked me up on the bus. Shout out Coach Adams, man. That's Coach from last year.
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah, for
guy.
sure.
Still my guy to this day. I love him to death. So appreciate you.
See, y'all boys, like this right here. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, for
sure.
No, you know,
For sure.
when people come in your lives, people don't realize that man still had an effect on this man's life.
For sure.
And so he has a lot of respect for him. So
yeah.
shout out for you.
Yeah,
doing
for
that.
sure. I mean, when you come into a place and get to play essentially like 30 minutes a game as a freshman, that's rare. So I'll forever appreciate him for that, you know? So he gave me an opportunity. But, yeah, I came on, visit the whole staff, picked me up, big bus. They were all there waiting for me. And it just felt like as soon as they picked me up on the bus, it was just like, damn, I want to be here. Like, it just felt like I didn't say it out loud. I told myself. And then we got in that film room. Like, I honestly, like, my mom and dad both wanted me to go to Oklahoma State. I thought I was going to go to Oklahoma State. I had a really good relationship with Mike Boynton. Shout out to him. That's where I thought I was going to go. Then I got on that. I had the Oklahoma State visit set up the next weekend. I was actually planning on committing on that visit next weekend to Oklahoma State. So I got them down here. First 2 days of the visit went great. Then right before I was about to leave, they played some Coach Adams put like a clip of like the play I would make and the play Trae Young would make. And it just looked identical, and I was like, okay, like, I'm not saying I'm Trae Young, but he sees a vision, he sees something in me, like a vision in me, you know, like he sees something special in me. So for him to even be comparing me to Trae Young, so
Nice.
it just made me feel like why would I go anywhere else? I committed right then and there. So, and then I announced it a week later. So that's kind of how it went. As soon as I stepped on campus here, it just felt like I wanted to be here. I knew I should be here. So.
And you know, when you do, like, and I can agree with him because, you know, I took 2 trips and they were fun, but when I got here, I just knew.
Right.
I knew. I was like, this something's different, and I want to commit. Like, you know,
sure.
and so I understand that.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
That's what's up.
For sure.
And so help me out. So your journey through high school and, you know, the recruiting process, because 9th grade is, I mean, you must have been balling at 9th grade to start getting offers.
I mean, coaches can't start calling you until like, I want to say like your junior, like sophomore, or junior, or summer, one of the two. They can't call you early. They just talk to your parents or whatever early on. But I mean, when you're young like that, honestly, you don't even really like you just happy like, damn, I'm getting offers this young. Like you don't even realize what's really going on until like you're about a junior high school and you got to start actually thinking about like, oh, where do I want to go and stuff
What's
like
next,
that.
right?
So,
Yeah.
I mean, it goes by fast though, man, for sure. It was fun. It was a fun process.
So talk to me. Do your parents, do they still live in Las Vegas, or
yeah, they both live in Vegas.
So do they kind of commute back and forth to come watch you play? Like, how's that work?
Yeah, like so last year my mom stayed here with me for a little bit. She would be out here for all the games. So
Nice.
Awesome.
then she's back in Vegas right now with my dad. So some things going on at home where it was just best for them to be home right now with my little sister. So this year I'm pretty sure they'll be coming out to a few games though, for sure. It should be fun.
It's a quick little flight from Vegas to
Yeah, it's
Lubbock.
only an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So.
I guess
That's
it is
nothing.
direct, huh?
Yeah, it's
I
nothing.
keep forgetting, like, we
Nothing.
have that direct, yeah.
Right.
All right, cool. So, like, in help me out. Like, what is one of your good, like, memorable? It could be high school, it could be college. You know, it's whatever you feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
And I really like talking college because you know you talked about your recruiting.
Yeah,
and then the
yeah.
Final Four, and you kind of remember that. So talk to me. Like, help me on that. Like, is there anything that just stands out? You playing last year at a certain stadium or anything?
Yeah, I'll say like I mean the crowds in college is completely different from high school.
high school.
I remember like my first 3 games of last year, I played god awful. I had like 5 turnovers in each of the games, and then like all the fans on Twitter saying, "Oh, I'm not playable. I'm not this. I'm not that." It was funny, but I'll for sure say like just my first game of the season was I mean, it was sold out, 15,000 people.
Yes.
Like, I was the most nervous I think I ever was before a game in my life. I was like in shell shock in a way. So I for sure say that was different, but you get used to it. It gets fun. So
gets
like
fun.
now I don't really know how a game feels without a big crowd like that. So
15,000.
I for sure say the crowd stand out in college, man. You don't get, especially in the Big 12 and at Texas Tech. Like it's a one of a kind atmosphere.
So 15,000, right? Does the ground shake as it gets louder? Like when y'all are playing on that court? I just
mean,
feel like that stadium shakes.
Yeah,
Right?
it feels like, I mean, I don't know how to describe. Like, you can't
It's
really
like-
hear anything. Like, the best thing, like, I could describe is, like, I mean, you're basketball players know this best. It'll be, like, certain possessions you score, and then you get back, and it's, like, a big possession on defense. Like, you need to stop, and all 15 and stand up at once and just start making a noise, like it's making noise, and it's just, like, the loudest thing you'll ever hear. It's crazy,
Right.
so.
You got to tune it out a little
Yeah,
bit, though.
fact.
It's
I
like
mean, but it helps you, though. It helps
Yeah.
you. It's fun, honestly.
For
It gets
sure.
me going. I'm an
Nice.
energy type player,
Yeah,
so it's
we
fun.
noticed that on the court for
Yeah,
sure with
facts.
you, man. Your energy levels are
Facts.
top notch, man.
And I know, and you just recently, like I said, you just came from a academic, academic session. I like to call them. I know what I call them.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
needed them, bro. I had to have them because as a former athlete, our time is very limited.
Limited facts.
And so, like, it's nice to get that assistant to be able to learn very fast and very quick. So talk to me, like, how do you balance that? Like, as far as basketball traveling so much.
Yeah.
Like it's a little bit different for football because football we only play Saturdays and we're
Yeah,
busy.
yeah.
Friday through Saturday, but y'all busy all week.
Yeah, facts.
So, like, how do you balance that, man?
I mean, you just gotta have a good self-awareness of yourself, like how you are. When do you like to get work done? When are you best at getting work done? What is the best workspace for you to get your work done? And for me, like, that's with the tutor or with the learning specialist or something like that.
Yep.
Just going to sit down and knocking a bunch of homework out in an hour. Like, that's how I work best, honestly, getting ahead and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's for me, that's the best way I do it. I mean, because at the end of the day, all athletes know, like, when you want to go home, you don't want to look at a laptop and do
Right.
homework.
That's
You want to
true.
just lay down, play a video game, or go to sleep or something like that. You don't have no interest in looking at schoolwork. So I try my best to make sure I'm meeting with a learning specialist or a tutor once a week just to make sure I'm knocking that work out. Now, when I have extra time after practice and stuff and I got to do some stuff, like, I'll make sure I get extra work done and stuff like that. But it's really not too hard for me. Then when you're on road trips and stuff like that, I mean, honestly, the best one, you just got to do it. Like, that's the
Yeah.
biggest thing. Like, because you don't do it, like, you're not going to be eligible to play.
Right.
So
True.
just do the work. Like, it's as simple as that. So,
What's your major?
sports management.
Sports management. Okay.
Nice.
Okay. And like I said, bro, every semester I had at least three. Three where I just get out of football, right into study hall where you just learning for 2 hours, and then
Yeah.
dip home like he said,
Right.
Because we just don't have that time.
Yeah, facts,
And,
facts.
and so I get that, man. So and again, I know you're just only a sophomore, but like, how has the transition from the high school to the collegiate level, like, how has that helped you as an individual? I mean, you're like a young adult now,
Yeah.
responsibilities. You're already carrying yourself
Yeah.
very well right now. It's like,
Appreciate
how are
it.
you just answering these questions? I'm like, was I doing that? I don't think I was.
No.
Appreciate it. It's been cool though. I mean, I kind of had to grow up fast anyway. I went to prep school as a 10th grader, so
Okay.
I mean, in the middle of nowhere, my parents still in Vegas. I was living by myself, so out there in prep school, I'm living with one of my teammates in a dorm room. So
Yeah.
laundry I had to do on my own early, like going to get food. Like sometimes I had to do on my own. Like it'd be a cafeteria, but shoot, I didn't want to eat that. So it was just little things I had to do on my own, man. So it was. I had to grow up fast, but coming to college, it's been fun. Honestly, it just gave me a different perspective on everything, and it's taught me a lot of things. I'll say on what the real world is going to be like. So
Yes.
You bring up cafeteria, so I know Tech has new facilities. and
Yeah.
new- What's that like, man?
it's been cool. We
all
have
the-
we have a cafeteria too for athletes called the Cash. They have some really good food in there. They take care of us for sure. So
Nice.
Shout out to my guy Steve that runs that and takes care of us.
What's your favorite item there, man? I saw a video and they're cooking steaks.
In the
and-
Cash, yeah, they got
all
steaks.
kinds of
I'd say
stuff.
mine is probably. I'm a big salmon guy. I like the salmon in there.
You like
so
the salmon?
or the wings. They're both
Okay,
good, so.
okay.
Again, I'm jealous.
Steaks,
I'm
yeah.
jealous, bro.
Yeah,
I'll have to show you that video, man. It's crazy.
Well,
Of
man said
this new
steaks.
Yeah,
And you
facility.
they
said
got all,
salmon?
Yeah, they got all types of stuff.
They'll
in
prepare
there.
a steak for you, just made to order.
So this is what we do, bro. So when I can be like the ball boy or something, and just kind of come in behind you and just be like, I'm with him, I'm with Pop. You know, I need some food. You know?
Got you.
Yeah. I like it.
No, I say that because that's what I actually did with my little cousin. So I was like, he's the punter.
He's the punter.
He can get in here.
Yeah, so we can get in.
Yeah, there
so,
you go.
The new
I like
facilities have been cool though, man.
That's awesome.
I think the Womble opened up a year before I got to school, so it's top notch for sure.
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
a big technology guy, and I know there's a ton of technology
it makes
up
you
in
feel
that place.
spoiled in a way, so you just got to be grateful for everything that you have in there because you got everything that's needed for sure at the highest of levels. So
for sure, I saw all the technology and like I can track your shots.
Yeah. All
Man,
type of
that
stuff.
is
crazy. Your shots?
Right?
Yeah. It can. Some in there can.
They
for
got
sure.
yeah.
Well, you know what? With technology nowadays, because they got the golf stuff, like indoor golf simulations and all that stuff. So I mean, it makes sense.
Yep.
And so you talked about this a little bit. Who's your like kind of most influential person that's kind of helped you along through your journey? Have you because you talked about your parents?
Yeah.
Mom, dad. Your mom was here, and then of course your dad. Like, so is it them or is it somebody that?
I mean, I feel like it's a multitude of factors. My mom has had a big influence on me. Both my parents have had a big influence on me, honestly. My little sister keeps me going a lot. She's the funniest person I've ever met. It's like my best friend, honestly. So, I mean, she motivates me a lot. And, I mean, just the situation I'm in, like I'm hungry. I want it. I want to make it, Like,
it is.
So, I mean, that's the biggest thing. I think I got that wanted factor. And, but as far as people who really influenced me, besides them, I say I got a guy named Cartier who's been a real big influence in my life. It's like a trainer / like best friend in a way, like he's works me out and stuff like that. But on the bigger note, like he's just always been there for me. I met him when I was early middle school, so he's from Seattle. My dad knew him a little bit before, so I'll say he's probably had, he's always been there with me since day one. So it's like almost like a mentor in my life. So I'll say for sure him.
And you say that, and so it's funny you say that because my sister, and I tell this to her all the time. I'm like, when people ask me like, who's your biggest inspiration, and it's my little sister, and it's just because being an athlete, right? People don't realize the what comes along with being an athlete, right? Because sometimes that shadow can overshadow your younger sibling,
For sure.
And next thing you know, it like. I looked at her and I'm like, you are everything. So if someone asks you, how am I doing?
Yeah.
They need to ask you how you're doing first, then I'm second, right?
Yeah, right. For sure.
Because, and like I said, that I connected you with you on that when you said that about your sister.
Yeah, for sure.
I said, my little sister, she's everything to me.
Nah, facts. My little sister, she's 10 now. We're exactly 10 years apart. Or she's going to be 10. She's still 9. But I mean, it's crazy. See her grow. Life goes by fast, man.
It does. It does, man.
So, and we'll take a little pause real quick because I know I'm grilling you right now. I know we are. But real quick, let's touch on real quick. Again, this podcast is sponsored by Fan Inc. I know we discussed and talked about our socials, but let's kind of dive in a little bit on Fan Inc. and kind of how we've simplified NIL. Right?
Yeah, man. So Fan Inc. is kind of bridging the gap between fans and college athletes, and it's allowing to pay them through NIL. Super simple process. It's also we're taking it a step further. We're banking these athletes. So when an athlete onboards onto our platform, they get a bank account, they get a debit card, they can withdraw taxes, and so we're kind of like the all-in-one. We don't just want to make it easy for the fan. We also want to make it easy for the athlete to collect that money, to make sure their taxes are paid and have that financial literacy. So that's what we're doing, man. Big things.
And and that's like I said in the last podcast that we talked about was really making the NIL simple. And I think it's just so crazy in educating new user or new fans to how if you're wanting to support an athlete, you download the app.
Yep.
And it's as simple as uploading your credit card information or debit card information, paying them $100, and it's done.
It's done.
And there's it's all compliant. Yep. Super simple, super easy.
So what makes it compliant is the fan actually gets an awesome digital trading card of that player. And so they get to collect that. They can keep that forever. And so that's what makes it, compliant. But it's that simple, man. Super cool.
So, and like I said, back to you, dog. Like I said, I'm telling you, man, I was like, let's get through this. Because, I do. I kind of have just so many questions. And this is actually a really good one, right? Because, and we were talking a little bit before we got started. You're going to have some challenges, man. In sports and in life, challenges are always going to present themselves.
Yeah, for sure.
And so, and I'll tell you a quick story on myself. I was presented with a really hard challenge my junior year. And, when my mom spoke to me in ways where I just cannot thank her enough because, and I always say this, when you're out there playing sports and you're thinking, I hope I don't mess up. I hope I don't do it. It doesn't matter how good you are.
Right.
If you're in your head, you're not going to be good.
Facts.
It does not matter.
Facts.
You could be you could be Kobe Bryant, but if you are in your head saying, I hope I don't, miss this assignment. I hope I don't do this. You're just not going to be good.
Facts.
So, that's what was kind of going on in my head my junior year in football. So, we had a lot of transitioning period. I started. And long story short, the coach and I didn't see eye to eye.
Right.
We just didn't. And I have been always taught, set the tone. Set the tone in your life. And I'm one of those guys that's like, if I believe in your system, you have to believe in me. You got to believe in my talent.
Right.
Because I'm believing in you.
Right.
And so, never forget this. We were in TCU my junior year. We lost, actually, 13-10. But TCU, national television, it's, was it a Friday night? I don't know if you remember.
Thursday or Friday.
It was like a Thursday or Friday night.
For some reason,
I don't know.
it might have been.
I had family, bro. I had like at least 15, 20 people at the game in Fort Worth. I had all my family on TV.
Yeah.
So the first drive, I mess up, man. I miss a tackle bad. And I get pulled. And at that point, I was like, that's it. I'm done. Done. I'm embarrassed, number one.
Yeah.
And number two, I'm done with this.
Because your whole family's
because
there.
I got my whole
Yeah.
family's there. Like, I'm on national television, and like I said, it was just something that I set the tone. Well, long story short, we come out right. I think it's the next drive they come out, and we're how it is on football, right? We have an offensive side and defensive side. So our secondary coach was like, Joe, you're back in, and I said, I ain't going back in.
You said that?
I said, I ain't going back in.
Oh, man.
And he pulled me to the side and he's like, what the heck did you say? Of course, I'm being very, he said, what the heck did you say? I said, you heard me, coach. I said, I am not going back in there. I was like, if that man upstairs can't believe in my talents, I can't play this game no more. Because I believe in y'all system, but y'all can't believe in me.
Right.
And at that point, my man, Coach Ruff, shout out to Coach Ruff. Yes, and everybody knows Coach Ruff. Yeah, they'll know. That's my man. He pulled me to the side and he's like, calm down. And he was like, look, I was like, Coach, I'll finish out my career playing special teams, but I ain't paying for that man upstairs no more. And he was like, calm down, you're good. So my coach pulled me back and he's like, hey, we're going to put you back in. I said, Coach, you put me back in, don't take me out. That's all I ask. And he's like, because if you take me out, I'm taking my pads off, I'm leaving. And long story short, I ended up the game with 13 tackles, a forced fumble, and I should have had an interception. We didn't have review back then. Should have had an interception. But you're going to experience something.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And have you experienced something it doesn't got to be that major. That's just my story, man. But like I said, something always happens, and you got to be ready for it. And then, like I said, you already got this up here to where I think you're going to attack that no matter what.
I mean, there's a few things. I'll show you a short one. I mean, when I first got to campus in June my last year, I knew I was going to have to but I had to get surgery right away. On June 15th, I had a torn labrum in my hip. That happened my senior year of high school. I had played through it. And that took that's not regular for a freshman to come and have to get surgery right away. So my college career started off a little bit different than everybody else. So everybody's going through practices in the summer, and I'm just out there on crutches watching. I'm in the rehab room all day, going hard at it. So I ended up making a 6-month rehab in the 3.5. I made it back for the first practice September 26th. Ended up starting basically every game I played in my freshman year. I didn't start one because I had rolled my ankle. The first game I came back, I didn't start that. So, I mean, I'll say that. And But I'll say big thing. After them first, I told y'all the first 3 games of the year I didn't play good. So
no, this is gonna be good though.
I didn't play good.
Yeah, it's okay though, bro.
I didn't play good, and I was questioning. Like, I wasn't questioning myself because I knew how good I was. I was just like, damn, like it was different. Like you gotta think, I didn't have a summer. I just started playing in September, end of September. So I really only had the whole month of October to practice and get myself in a real game shape to play. So I hadn't played a game since February. So I was cool in my head, but we get to the third game. I had an all right game. I played some good plays at the end of the game. I think it was first like Louisiana Tech or something. Mm-hmm. I get pulled to do media after the game, and it's me and Coach Adams right by each other, and the reporter just asked him, with me sitting right there. And keep in mind, before I say this, in my head, I'm thinking like, okay, I might get pulled out the starting lineup. Like after these 3 games, because we're going to Hawaii the next game to play Creighton. Like it's no week 3 games anymore. Like we're playing Creighton next game.
Right.
It's the real deal. So I'm thinking like, damn, it might be over for me too. The reporter asked Coach Adams, "Hey, Coach, do you think?" I know Pop's been struggling. Like, do you plan on keeping him in the starting lineup the next game, with me right there? And Coach said, "I don't think." He said, "We're not going to make any changes," and that just said it right there, and that just told me he really believes in me. So So then, and I was also questioning myself because the first 3 games, after every mistake I would do, he would pull me and put me right back in 2 seconds later, and I would just be like, "Bro, what the hell? Keep me in the game." You know what I'm saying? And then we got to the Creighton game, and I played 31 minutes. I didn't come out the game, and it was just a completely different person. Yeah. So he rocked with me when I was questioning myself in the way, and everybody else in the media was questioning me, and he had confidence in me. So when I was questioning, damn, I don't know what's about to happen. So, and then as the season kept going on, I still had some turnover issues a little bit, but they got better. And then once we played TCU that first Big 12 game of the year, I was a completely different player, different player.
I remember that.
I do. That game was so close, too.
TCU game came, first 2 games of the season, I was a completely different person. So, and then the rest of the year, I was a completely different player. So, I feel like him rocking with me from that moment, just changed. I had confidence already, but it put that in a whole different perspective. Okay, I'm playing for a coach that rocked with me. Now, let me go out here and get my stuff together so he could really, so I could show what he wants, what he believes in me. So, it was cool though, for sure.
See, dude, like I said, man, and every athlete will go through that. Mm-hmm. Everyone. And that was a dope story, bro.
That was a really good story.
It's really good because there's other athletes that are like myself, that are like you, that all go through. But guess what? I say this, I don't quit. Yeah. I've quit. That was the only time, but it was for 2 minutes. 2 minutes, okay? But again, and that's why I say we can be able to connect on another level.
And he wasn't easy on me with it. He said that in front of the dude, then the next day I'm in his office for an hour getting cussed out in film. You know what I'm saying? So it was we had that type of relationship where he could do that though, because I knew he believed in me. So I knew that he wanted the best for me. And I knew he saw the highest, what potential I had. So it was real cool, man. Shout out to him.
I like that, man.
That was a great.
This is why we do this podcast, because I want to keep getting these stories. I want to keep knowing all these athletes that are joining our team on the Fan Inc. Mm-hmm. And we're just gonna have more podcasts like this to get to know more. But like I said, we're and tell me this. So we'll get to this good question. So what's your warm up routine? Do you have a warm up routine?
So I mean, my thing changed. So I'm banging music in the headphones as much as possible. Though, I don't really like to be bothered. I like to just be to myself. My warm up has changed. So ever since I had that hip surgery, I really got to focus on making sure my body is ready to go the next day and stuff like that. So, I mean, I'm in the training room a couple hours before the game, making sure everything is good with my hip and stuff like that. Just doing things to activate it. I'm going to the court, just get myself warm. I mean, but the biggest thing with me is just music. Music always gets me going, motivational stuff. So,
what's your song?
I got a few, but my go-to song before games, at least last year, was "Heaven or Hell" by Meek Mill.
Okay. Yeah.
I used that on my commitment video here. So,
I remember that. Yeah. Man, that song is.
I had a dope commitment video. I'll show you.
Really good song.
Yeah, you're gonna have to show me that.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, talk to me. how's this McCaslin era? Like,
Yeah.
how's this coming along, man? Like,
Yeah.
I'm curious.
I've been waiting on you to
'cause
ask about it.
my man is coming with some, like I just love the energy. So
facts.
this is a great time to ask, like, how's that going?
I mean, facts. I mean, me being in Texas Tech for a year, I mean, I kind of got the West Texas vibe, and you could just tell, like, when I met him, like, oh, he fits this perfect. You know what I'm saying? Just with his energy and stuff like that. But he's been fun to be around, man. I mean, it's been different. Obviously, when change happens, everything's just going to be different.
Yep.
So it's been fun, though, man. He's a good dude. He's fun to be around. Real energetic, real outgoing. You know, he holds me accountable at all times, holds me to a, real high standard. You know, he sees a lot in me, so, that's why I stayed. I mean, I could have left, but I really didn't want to. There was no point in me leaving here, why not give him a chance? And,
And he seems like a really good family guy. I know I've seen a lot of social media videos that Tex put on. His kids are always running around, pranking and stuff.
Facts. They're hilarious.
Yeah.
They're hilarious. His kids are
crazy.
comedy. But, yeah, he really convinced me, I mean, it's been cool. I'm glad I stayed at Tech, man. That's all I say. I'm happy I stayed. So it's been real fun.
And I say this with the portal, and I know Ben can kind of help me out here because my man Ben knows some sports too. So with the portal, with NIL, and you mentioned that, you stayed.
Which is rare for a
which
kid
is
in my
so
stature
rare.
Nowadays,
But I'm glad you stayed, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I think that it teaches us a little bit to where when times get hard, right? It's always easier to quit, or it's always easier to just jump in the portal.
Yeah.
Right.
And I just, to me, I feel like you're actually doing yourself a disservice in the future. It might be good for you in the now, but in the future, it might. I don't know, because when times get hard, what are you going to do?
Yeah,
Right.
facts. I mean,
Right.
and a lot of this, it kind of goes hand
It's
in hand,
50-50
like
to
with
me.
the portal, because a lot of the portal things is happening because of NIL. Like, different schools have different NIL budgets and stuff like that, but that was the last of my worries. I wanted to be in a situation where I was going to be able to succeed on the court and off the court. I'm in the place where it's obvious, like, Lubbock loves me, so like, I'm treated, really good out here. So, I mean, everything's easy out here for me. I like it out here, so it's been nothing but good to me and my family since I've been here. I treated nothing but with respect, well. So, I mean, it just, I feel like, why would I leave a situation where I got a chance to do something special here? So, when, I mean, it was so many other opportunities that I didn't even look at anything else. It was just no point. Everybody asked me, like, because we went through a rough time period there where we didn't have a coach for a month, and everybody was like, if I would have entered the portal, I probably would have been one of the top coveted people in the portal. And I didn't care about that, honestly.
Right.
I just wanted to be in a situation where I was going to be able to succeed on and off the court. So that was the biggest thing for me. So it's been fun for sure.
That's you see that. I call it like the mentality, right? When I watched this man play, when he started out, he was a freshman. My man's like doing pretty good, but he said it so. Like, he struggled a little bit. I didn't see it. I just seen he was a freshman. He's a freshman starting on a very good Texas Tech basketball team. So I ain't, trust me, you was balling, bro.
The toughest conference in basketball.
Like, you good, bro.
Yeah.
So,
Appreciate it, man.
to see what you've done last season, like, I'm excited, bro. I'm really pumped to see you play.
And it's gonna be fun for sure, man.
Yes.
I mean, I feel like that's the biggest reason I stayed too. Like, Coach Mack and me fit together, so that's my dude, man. He's hilarious. Hopefully y'all can meet him one day. He's real outgoing though, man. That's my guy for sure. He's fun to be around.
Remember, Doc, I told you I'm gonna be your ball boy.
Yeah.
I might not be. I know I got the size to not look like the ball boy, but like I said, I'll be by your side. Like, hey, man, I'm just here to just carry your sweater. That's it. But
I feel like our personalities mesh really well together. We both want to win. That's the biggest thing. We want to win. We want to win. So
I like that, bro. And I know, like I said, man, there's so much questions. Didn't you have any good questions that you want to ask? I know I could hog all the questions.
No. I think,
but is there like something?
I think keep going. I think you keep going, man. This is good. This is good.
So when you say, like, working out, right? Like, it's a little bit different off season compared to, like, in season.
Yeah.
How do y'all take care of yourselves? And I know they have y'all talked about the new dining facilities.
Yep.
The food, the prep. How do y'all take care of y'all's bodies? Because I felt like I got into a car wreck after every game I played on Saturday.
I mean, facts. I remember my first game. Like, when I was in high school, I could play especially AAU, like you playing 2-3 games a day.
A day.
Time, so
Right.
And after that, I was like, I can't move. Like, it was crazy. But I mean, the biggest thing is I got to do a better job with it myself this year, and I will. But I mean, I was a freshman last year. You go through learning curves and stuff like that. But just try not to. I mean, I'm gonna cut out all the fried foods during the season for sure. Like, it's just no point in eating anything fried because that's just negative energy towards your body. And you gotta, I mean, and with the food portion of it, food is what's gonna make your body feel really good as far as the energy stuff like that. But you gotta, that's self taken care of. Like, you gotta know that for yourself. You gotta do those type of things on your own. Because if you're not like, people could tell you what you need to eat, but if you're not gonna be self disciplined about it, then there's really no point in them giving you that information. And I mean, that ice bath and that hot tub, man. And we have a really good trainer in Mike Neal. That's who I honestly got closest with in the building because I had to be with him. So much from the day I stepped on campus. So we got a great trainer, Mike Neal. He takes care of all our bodies. He knows what he's doing at a high level. So I feel like we got that portion taken care of. Mike got that.
So what is, though, what's your favorite cheat meal? Come on, we're all human.
Meal?
We're all human here.
I'm not the best.
Like,
I do cheat meals all the time. I'm skinny, man. I gotta eat sometimes.
It's like, what's the go-to?
Canes.
Canes, all right.
I'm not even gonna lie. Canes or Chick-fil-A.
Hey, NIL deal, Canes. Your boy Pop over here.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
My uncle loves canes too. I mean, you know what? I'm probably gonna go get some canes
Yeah,
right after this.
I haven't had
You
it
don't
in a
ruin
minute,
that, bro.
I haven't had it in a minute. I might go get that right now.
I'm gonna try to eat healthy now. I got to get some canes now. So, so you know, I know your goals. Your goals are always to do the best that Pop can do.
Yeah, for sure.
Pop, you're gonna ball. You're gonna do great in life, I believe, just because how you are answering all these questions. It's like,
Appreciate that.
man, I'm telling you, bro, you're on 3 steps ahead of when I was your age. Trust me.
Appreciate that, man.
So, you know, do you like have any goals and plans, you know, not necessarily after basketball, because I believe you have a great career. If you keep doing what you're doing, keep working, like keep busting your A, like you'll be fine.
Appreciate that.
You know, do you have big goals as far as what you want to do in life?
I mean, yeah, for sure. I think everybody does. I'm not so quite specific, like on the what exactly I want to accomplish. I do know, like, I mean, my life's been all the basketball my whole life, so I have to do a better job of stepping outside of that box and, you know, doing something besides it. But I mean, it's hard. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I love the game so much. But,
Yes.
I mean, I just want to make sure. I just want to be able to put my family in a position where we're all able to eat. You know, like everybody's working. Everybody has, you know, their own way to make bread. So that's my biggest thing is just putting the fam in a position where, you know, where they got a way to make real good money. You know, not just regular bread. So that's my kind of goal because, I mean, we haven't really had nothing since I was younger, and I just want that to change. So that's my biggest thing.
So we need like more that mentality, bro. Like,
yeah, and the way I look at
Family
things is
first.
like, I mean, I always kept everything in the family as far as who I'm working with and stuff like that. That's just a big thing for me because you don't want to really let people in from the outside that don't know what you put into this be able to eat off what you doing.
Facts.
Like, I'd rather get at 10% to my brother or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like little stuff like that. I mean, so I want to be able to just put them in the position to eat one day, man. That's my biggest thing.
I like how you said that, big dog, because that's the position where I'm at. That's why I'm an entrepreneur.
Now, obviously, like, you're going to have to work with agents and stuff like that. Like, that game comes with the game. Like, and I know that part, so.
Right.
But you said bigger, that's life goals. Like I'm saying, I know it's not going to happen right away. That's why, like, I'll try to say, like, I don't know if you guys know who Nipsey Hussle is, big rapper. Like, that's one of my favorite artists. Like I said, I'm from LA. Not have it tatted on me. The marathon continues, you know. Have it on my Instagram, running laps. You know, I feel like I'm running a marathon in life, honestly. Like, and, you know, as long as I keep running laps at a certain pace, but not my own pace. Sometimes it got to be on somebody else's pace. Sometimes it is your own pace, but people grow as they grow too. So, in my opinion, it is your own pace. So, but I just say, like, you know, I'm running laps every day. Every day I'm trying to run the lap and get better. So, eventually I'm going to complete that marathon.
But you see, that's the story, though.
Yeah.
That's what makes Pop Isaac who he is.
Yeah.
And this is why he just does great and excels is because that's that goal. Like and that's why I say that's why I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah, for sure.
It's because I got the same goals, and it's like, why would I be doing anything other than
facts.
if it's not to help my immediate family, especially my young sister, to try to get ahead in life.
Yeah, facts.
So I appreciate that, man. Like I don't know, man.
That's well said, man.
That's really good. I told you.
Golly. I got chills. I got chills after that.
I know what I was
good.
doing at $20. I'm telling you, it was not saying that. All right.
Right.
I guess, like I said, we come from almost similar backgrounds. Like I said, I'm a single mother, and she taught me so much stuff at that time, and that's why I got to give her so much props.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
so like when I hear your goals and aspirations, I'm like, bro, we're on the same path.
For sure.
And that's why I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. That's why I work, and that's why I don't want to. I don't want to be like, today I don't want to work out today, but I'm disciplined enough to be like, I'm working out today. Like that's what I got to do today.
Facts.
And so that's good. Like I said, that's good. I'll be honest with you, man. Like this is the very first year of Fan Inc. As far as representing athletes. You're the very first signee of Fan Inc. That's why we're doing the second episode.
First ambassador. He's been with us, man, about 4 or 5 months now. Yeah.
Facts. It's been a while now.
It's been a while.
I just absolutely love this podcast. I'm going to bring you back, right?
Yes.
We're going to bring you back. It's going to be
Yeah.
after the season, though.
Yeah,
after
for
you do great, because I'm going to be super excited because I know you on a different level. Yeah. Bill knows you on a different level now. Yeah. So, absolutely pumped up about this podcast.
Sure. Yeah, I want to even go. Like, I got to get my kid a Papa Isaac's jersey.
Nah, for sure.
Have you sign it? He's
sure.
He's almost 3 years old, so he's definitely. We'll be in the stands rooting, man.
For sure. Appreciate that, man.
For sure.
But like I said, man. So again, thank everybody for coming out, viewing our podcast. A couple of things we need to kind of go over. This was the podcast of my man, the story of Pop Isaacs.
Yes.
We got a couple things we need to throw out there again. Our socials.
Yes.
Pop, go ahead and throw your socials out just so that people can find you.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
they can go, like I said, find him in our Fan Inc. app. My man's down there. Download. Are we good to go on that?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Pop Isaac's there, but what's your socials?
Instagram is _pop01. Twitter's pop_5. So. Yeah,
and don't worry, we will throw these links below. They will be down. They'll be somewhere up in here. We'll put them somewhere.
Put them somewhere, yeah.
I'm not on TikTok. I don't do TikTok.
No TikTok.
I'll watch it, though. I'll watch it.
I was going to say, that's what everybody's always like, I don't do TikTok, and then they're like, I'll watch it. That's always everyone's TikTok story.
We'll probably try to get them on TikTok now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, all right, cool. Let's go ahead. Let's run our socials real quick.
Socials at MyFanInc on TikTok and Instagram. Tons of content. We're highlighting our ambassadors like Pop on there. Also, this podcast will be streaming, or not streaming live, but will be streamed on YouTube, and it will be on Spotify, and we'll have content everywhere.
Good.
So
like I said, thank y'all everybody for joining. Episode 2 is in the books. My man Pop.
Yes.
Man, give me something about it.
Hey, appreciate it, man. That was awesome.
And we're signing off, man. We'll see y'all next episode.
Bye.